afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacaster. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 2 vs 2 on rails and metals. Between the south, you got Box Black Company Major and... well, yeah, I know how to pronounce that name since I can't read it. So, I can't read Cyrillic. I'm just going to call him Bob. Bob and Major fighting here for the Allies. We got Brits and Americans. 11th Armored Division supported by elements of the 2nd Infantry. Versus north we got Ps3yes and Sully fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling out here with the elite Panzerlehr Panzer Division. Looking over at special weapons, Commando, Royal Artillery, Heavy Cavalry, Airborne and Infantry with all Infantry versus Jaeger Infantry. Fortified Armor, Close Air Support, hello. Elite Troops, Lightning Wall and Mobile Defense with lots of mortars, some infantry, Panzerfaust and Panzer Grenadier bulletins. So certainly a bit more an eclectic mix there of bulletins for the Germans. Double rifle start there for Bob. Major there going for double sections in Hinweis Care, Grenadier MB42 for Sully, and pretty much the same there for Ps3yes. Pioneers rushing down south at MB42 going territory there, going to need some 7 foot as well. So it looks like the Germans going to focus everything around the centre east here, with some minor forces here from Sully moving westwards. But even he just seems to be shifting into support here. Ps3yes, as a lot of the fighting does tend to focus around. You can see the Allies are pushing in troops here to do that as well. So this is very likely going to be a hot spot here, as both sides are focusing some degree of the force here. Though, of course, we can see Bob here and then Sully, of course, are moving westwards. But again, primarily a lot of it's going to be spilled here. A lot of blood will be spilled here. So we got sandbags likely being thrown down by the fuel point. Don't make noise to defend, even they lose the house. The way they're sort of angling the sandbags, it actually means they're going to be a bit more exposed. Global slow pressure here, moving more towards the centre. I mean, in this case, of course, there's the option here that Ps3yes basically quickly swings around and just switches towards the west here to flank behind the American player here, Bob, which is so far he's doing. Catches the last squad here between 2 MD42s, not bad, not bad. I mean, certainly might be better than just bashing your head into a wall here and just basically swing around, in which case, if they were to go fully through it, they could actually sort of grab here and then swing around, hitting the cuff points here and dig in around this series of houses down here, which actually make it much more difficult for them to get out of this and use it sort of, reasonably well. Then these sections all finding out here. Some talking about here, the Brit players sort of slowly pushing out the big Pioneers, Grenadiers and such, hiding about more Grenadiers for Ps3yes. Sully with a mortar on the way for Deutschland. Sappers on the way there for Major, who's gone straight ahead for some fast take. We've got a mortar on the way for Bob there, and then for some counter artillery to silence the crap mortars. So a bit of sort of shooting about here. Front line those aggressively extending sort of southwest here, it would seem. And again, one option within so to actually hit the cuff points here, grab the house, in which case they're basically going to cut off here, and they could sort of make it much more difficult for the Allies to make use of it. So that actually not be a bad idea there for the Germans. Would not be a bad idea at all. We'll see if they end up going that route or not. Meanwhile, the Allies continuing up here, going to pressure the Germans, maybe hit that cuff points instead. Not a bad idea either. Not a bad idea either. Certainly look for the weakest spot and then sort of break through as much as possible. Second thing here, 5 from mortars, Grenadiers and MG42s. A deadly deluge of death of the German kind. In the west here, rifle moving up in support of the mortars, going to attack the German position here, flash out the crowds. So far, in the first few minutes of the game, no doctrines. All we can see with the Allied pushing forward and then repulse, that actually leaves the area open. And we can see that Ps3yes is very quick to seize upon this, can actually threaten the eastern field point as well, though he still's got the Grenadiers all the way over here, so there's a chance to lose that. He isn't paying full attention there. Mortar fire there, snuffing out poor Ludwig's life like a candle in a storm. Section there getting blasted by mortars. Pioneers joining as well here up here. Nothing further going on for Sully. Ps3yes taking out. We got Captain on the way there for Bob. There will be some pack houses involved as well. We got bolts and we got grenades for the Major, and he's going for Wasp as well. He's sending up with some aggressive play here, going to try and pressure out the Germans, flush them out of their little hidey holes. And he's trying to go for the fuel point here, but the Wasp is going to burn them out as well. Section push back, almost right. That'd be a bit of a harsh loss here for Major in the beginning. We can see him try to rifle grenade here though. In this regard, that was not too well executed there by Ps3yes. I mean, the idea was nice, just the execution left a bit to be desired. Machine gun bagger up in an interesting position there by Sully. Going to make it hard for them to push straight for the western fuel and grab the victory point there. Of course, the positioning means it's rather at the front line at the moment. It's just, requires a single line to tank and moving and shooting it to bits. And, well, Bob did go for the captain, so... Got an M1 to tank away. Got him holding up here with the machine gun bunker, pretty much thwarting Bob's entire western assault. His push has been stymied. Denied by Deutschland. And there we go, got a 2 out here for Ps3yes to hunt down the Yankees to shoot them to bits. And first now Sully's taking up, could be indicating he might be planning a tier 3 rush, leaving sort of Ps3 sort of hold the initial first 2 tiers, as he then sort of tries to pull ahead with some fast Panzer Forces tubes. We'll have to see if that is his intent and they can actually successfully pull it off here versus the Allies. Of course, that does put a bit of pressure on Ps3yes. We'll also have to see if he goes for any Panzer Grenadiers. Section are getting hammered there by the 2-2, the auto cannon cracks machine gun just turning into them. The cover slowly splintering, crumbling away. This is an engagement that's pretty much bad. Now for Sully, they're going to do stand no chance up. There's a captain close there, since the Thompson and then one go rounds pretty much just mean the captain wins. Section holding up here, more pressure here. We got a big push there from Bob. Major Bow has gone for special weapons. Opening up there for half tracks, tank hunter sections, crocodiles, and more. We'll have to see how the Germans react to this and when they go for their own dogs, and for that matter when Bob does. I mean, one option of course would be going for infantry, calling in mortar half-tracks. Is a very popular American strategy in 2 versus 2s. Can be very difficult to deal with for the Axis. Half-track there for Sully, so he hasn't decided not to rush for tier 3, instead he's just going to go for tier 2 himself. And considering he's got not a lot of munitions, he might be planning to use it to reinforce his troops. Interesting choice. Mostly because so many players feel neglect that side of the 251. We also got a harassment attempt here. Reasonably successful, we're close to getting wiped out there. Bit risky to be honest there by Bob, but as long as he doesn't run into the machine gun bunkers along the farm, in fact he does not, he survives, so kind of lucky there. Then we got the Grenadiers caught threatening retreat path here. It's going to be close here. 2-2 pull back for repairs. You can see that Sully is more than happy to assist with the zone pioneers. More skirmishing here on the western side as we got Major there pushing forwards. Not much of a major attack. And in this case, quickly stymied by an MG42 and a pioneer squad of flamethrowers. Pretty much forcing him to retreat since he can't move. Medic bunker up there for Ps3yes. Sully's got one as well. Nothing further there in terms of tech. We got a mortar on the way there for Ps3yes. Sully going for more grenadiers, not all Panzer Grenadier. In the south here we got a lot of anti-tank guns now being assembled by the roadside, one in fact just positioned in a ditch. So they're clearly anticipating armour. Very clearly anticipating armour. Universal they're rolling ahead. It's been pushed back here by rifle resistance. We got the tank hunters away there for Media. Wasp section moving ahead here. Gonna these pioneers moving in. Pushing forwards. In the east they begin to pick a barrier for attempt here by Major. Outmaneuvering here is Ps3yes right flank. Pushing through though, we got machine gun being moved in. We're going to need to hold it up. They're also got a multiplying fire support. 2-2 is nowhere near to be seen. And they're going to Fortune joining in the chorus. Halting Major's there since he doesn't have any sort of serious firepower to break through with. Nothing to counter the machine gun as it sits up. So good work there by Ps3yes. Major's assault has been stopped in a major way. Pioneers with flamethrower as well. That's going to make it difficult for them to remain in there for much longer. Mine's being laid down. Good, S1 White Me got some pressure in here. Might even try and hit the couple there. Got Ralphie, got the cap moving up there. Noting no Stewart here for Bob. Might be planning something else like a fast push for Sherman's. Well, fast-ish. Or something else. But if he's planning taking, he should do it as soon as possible rather than sticking about there in the lower tiers for as long as possible. We got more S1s here from Sully. Going to try and make it hard for them to push for the rest of the fuel. Very good. 6-pounder gun moving up. We got a tank hunter section out here as well for Major. like the battlefield so far hasn't really, or front line hasn't changed too much. There's some slight attempted breakthrough attempts that were made, but most of the time they're stopped, and Bob, he's just sort of stuck by the area here. And hasn't really been able to make a breakthrough attempt. I mean, Wehrmacht would be, of course, trying to shift the overall weight here towards C. I mean, right here by the cutoff points, Germans actually don't have a lot. So, like, if they were to sort of make a big shift there, they might be able to pull off. Of course, this leaves this cutoff point exposed, and Sully has, and for that matter, Ps3yes has shown an inclination towards trying to threaten their cutoff point as well. So, they might end up achieving absolutely zip. At the very least, they should probably consider like spreading out, I suppose, a bit more around, just trying to launch a big blob of death here through this. And so we'll see what that works out to. Got an ambulance out there for Bob. No tech though. No doctrinal. We got double mortars out here for Sully. For the Panzer Panzer got rounding suppressed. Also gives, I think, the Germans a total of 3 mortars. 2 for Sully, 1 for Ps3yes, which is certainly quite a bit of artillery. Rounding suppressed, held down. As the Germans trying to slowly make it heavy, got half up and showing that. Oh, goodness, got a wipe there with a rifle grenade. And the tanks are opening up. Almost gained the half there. They're pretty close there for Sully. Pretty close. Tank is up there for Major. Again, sneaking up here. Good. I mean, again, he's not just trying to bash his opponents down with his head, but I don't think he needs more tank hunter sections. I think he needs to consider like a mortar plate, something to make it more miserable for the Germans just to park everything there in the centre. In that regard, the Allies are a bit, I would say, under-equipped in the artillery department, and that makes it much harder for them to just break through. Also makes it much easier for the German mortars to do whatever they want to. Wasp is stopped in the east by the 2-2. 6-pounder gun for incoming fire, but that's about it. Got 1 point, but still need the other one to really cut them off. And ooh, machine gun wiped. That's an opportunity there for the British. In the west, though, Sully continues to be an absolute nuisance there to Bob, stymieing the advance there of the 2nd Infantry Division as the 11th continues forwards. Big counter-attack here though from Ps3yes of the 6th Panzergrenadier Company. And Sully of the 2nd Gepanzerte Panzergrenadier Company sort of slows down a bit. We do have to take up here for Sully. Got some former cup. Could we see anything out from Ps3yes, so he's even planning and then a tier 4 move. We'll see. But a camp moving forward there, half falling back, also blocking the path of the camp, giving the machine gun their time to set up. Definitely one way of doing it. We got heavy anti-tank rifle fire here, just pushing forwards there by Major. No machine gun stop it though. We got machine command bunker, medic bunker there by the railway tracks. Interesting. Section pushing it there, but they exposed out in the open. Grenade off of the mortar, wiping it, but forced away there. Wiped by the mortar fire. And thusly not quite making it out there because, well, he can just recruit. They can't, resurrect the section. Center on the way there for Major, probably benefit from a Cromwell. We got, I think, take there for Major. Sully going for a Sturmgeschütz. And Ps3yes is he going for tier 4? No sign of that yet. Gunner's pushing ahead here, grenade off. Oh, right into the bunch though, thrown a bit too far. Could have probably thrown that a bit better, to be honest. 6-pounder gun wiped. And there you go, Wasp opening up, scorching the Huns. Right now we can see that the German lines actually crumbling here. Bob has successfully pushed through the machine gun bunkers down. Sully's falling back, though, of course. The 4th position here by the railroad tracks is still standing, and of course ensures they don't have to retreat that far. It's an overreaching build there by Ps3yes. Is now launching a counterattack here, but there you go, straight into the centre, and the counterattack is completely and utterly ruined. Almost losing the gun. No take up, still no support call. That's definitely dangerous. Got the Stuka around there for Sully. Pin him up, machine on the way, very good. Gun is about to get up with the rifle with the BARs. And we got a thin line up here by the northern field. Pack 40 being overwhelmed by sections, forced away. Stu again 2-2 moving in. Still no doctrine from the Germans, and Bob remains doctrineless as well. Norfolk and who's moving ahead. Half take out there for the Major. Section will take out a mortar fire. Major definitely needs to be careful with the sections. I mean, he can't keep performing this to lose sections like that. Centaur rolling ahead. 6-pounder gun up. And there you go. Sturmgeschütz counterattacks. Landing a good hit there. Penetrating the frontal armor. But taking heavy hits, then also risk getting hit by an anti-tank rifle grenade. In the end, no tier 4 here from Ps3yes, going for the support McCourt, where we'll say rather delayed. I imagine he'll be going for a Panzer IV, which supported by some infantry will probably seize this area, since right now all of the Allied attention is centering around, well, the center, victory point, even the right flank rather exposed, even the left flank there. So the Germans, if they could sort of realize this, could pull off something nasty in that department. But right now, the nasty they're pulling off is just hammering the British with as many mortars as possible. Whoa! Alright, this is because Ps3yes lost his mortar solid recruit there as well. So he's got 3 mortars now. I was a bit worried, you know, like we had a total of 4 mortars. That'd be a bit crazy. They're definitely doing some work there. We got Ps3 going for Panzergun Ds. Interesting enough, not going for a Panzer IV as soon as possible. Even another Stug or something like that. Instead, he aims for Panzergun Ds first. Fresh pressure up here by Bob. Ultra remains stocks unless he definitely should consider that soon. Also, really should be going for some armor. I mean, he's got the tech, so why not go for Sherman or Jax or something? Just, you know, don't float that many resources, do nothing with it. I mean, it's too early to begin playing for a Pershing, I would say. Much too early. Victory points wise, we got a lead here for the German army, the Panzerlehr, but they're not too far out either. We got Vickers Cage going up in the sections, grenade off from the Grenadiers, getting a kill. And wiped there by rifle grenade and mortar hit. Quite a loss there for Major. We're certainly being bled out here by the Germans. The mortars not helping, and the overall attack approach is starting to look a bit dubious as well, as he gets just, you know, easily within the range of the mortars and then stands still, which is not particularly healthy. I think you should try focusing on, you know, grabbing the carve points here, maybe sort of try and bait them a bit further away from the mortars. That's just me. Modified there, pushing back the section, machine gun up with the advancing Pioneer. Some nasty hits there. Smoke screen down, interesting choice there. And there goes Sully goes for fortified armor. Curious choice at this juncture, not necessarily bad, just not what I anticipated. Certainly not what I've gone for myself. It's just Ps3yes and Bob here who lack a doctrine. We got an Austrian flak punch away there for Sully. Got a Panzer IV there for Ps3yes as predicted, just a bit later than anticipated. And there you go, tank destroyer out there for Bob. He's going to hunt himself some crap panzers. Another attack across the open fields. We got Grenadiers covering here. Rifle grenades flying through the air, impacting, doing some damage. Also on the way there in the south. Panzer moves in, takes a hit, getting flanked there by the centaur. There you go. Slowly moving about, slowly moving about. And there you go. Double anti-tank coming up. He's going to lose that Panzer IV. That was an absolutely way too greedy move and utterly punished there by Bob. Like, he should have been remembering those 2 anti-tank guns. And the addition of the Jackson, of course, didn't know that was there, but you know, even without the Jackson, that Panzer IV would have been dead due to the double anti-tank guns. A lot of people tend to forget the M1s have a very high rate of fire compared to other anti-tank guns and can quickly deal with medium armor. And we finally got a doctoral choice here for Bob. It is infantry. Could have gone for that sooner, to be honest. Running like machine guns, mortar half-tracks. But they end up going for it now. So what will Ps3yes go for? Another Panzer IV tech, Stugs, and what will Sully go for? The Germans also might want to consider building some fuel caches. We got a priest out there for Bob, so he's going for artillery. He's going to try and shatter his way through the German lines with the power of all American artillery. That's definitely one way of doing it. Got rifle with the captain pushing up to the west side, noting the captain has not been upgraded with any weapons whatsoever. Section moving forward, they're taking heavy fire from the machine guns. Gonna pop a grenade here, imagine on the Pack 4 to try and wipe it out. Instead, they're taking mortar fire and machine gun fire and wipe themselves with a grenade. Maybe needs to be a lot more cautious. I think he's being rather too confident with the section. He's just throwing them away at this stage. That feels like something the felt. Well, holy smokes. Pyrotechnics show courtesy of the Wehrmacht. That entire area is on fire thanks to that wasp. Cromwell out here for media. Just pushing ahead here. Priest is firing away, delivering a sermon of a high caliber. Cromwell ignoring the Pentagon is in fact the anti-tank is ignoring this build, getting wiped by the Pentagon. It is good work then that they're getting suppressed. Going here for the Stu, going to try to take it out. Bit risky. 35 they considering down. We got damage in the end of Cromwell. Pack 40 moving in. Gets the Stu though, but he loses the Cromwell. That's definitely not, I think, going to be worth it there for Mania. That is not a good train, particularly considering also the sections he's been losing. And there you go, Panzer fast off, anti-tank and wipe, they can recruit it. But I would say his Cromwell is very much dead. Like, he'd have to be supremely lucky to get out of there, and he did not get supremely lucky. Meanwhile, we can see that Bob is just holding back. His Jackson's doing not much at all. Massive artillery strike going from Bob in the north. Center going from the MD-42, shredding through it with its 20mm and Polston machine guns. And here's section versus the large chunk of gun that he is. With the Stuke more here for Sully. Ps3yes seems to be saying up for something. Got 179 fuel. What Ps3yes is planning is a bit hard to say here. I mean, he could be going for a Tiger tank. That would probably be my best guess. 6-pounder gun wiped again. They've got machine here covering up. Meanwhile, Bob is added again. Not going straight for the fuel point of the victory point, trying to sort of flank behind the Germans. Quick catch of the Osprey. If he doesn't get caught by them first. And there we go. Osprey down to half health. And next volley should take it out. There we go. Taken out in a matter of seconds. Did not stand much of a chance. Stu almost down there for Sully, but still should have probably tried getting the Osprey out as soon as possible. Sadly, he wasn't paying attention. It was just too slow. Or he somehow underestimated the anti-tank guns otherwise. Panzers, they need to retreat. Rückzug! Rückzug! Ps3yes! Nein! Better loss there for the German army. A bitter loss. Pack being used to snap away. They're not the most efficient thing to do. Yeah, they can do it. Looks like we got either fresh command bunker up or he lost the medic bunker only. Either way, it's something stands they can help reinforce at the front line. Going for tier 4s, alright. He's not planning for Tigers, at least not immediately. Now, in theory, he could go Lightning Bolt, cancel that attack, and probably go for the Tiger tank almost as soon as he can then. We'll see if that ends up with that for Ps3yes. Another Cromwell here for Major, will obviously keeps it alive. Bob still got the one Jackson and the Priest. Trying to think the silence of the mortars. Most of the shots are so far landing pretty poorly. Partly because the target is far away and he doesn't have line of sight to it, so that increases the scatter on the artillery strikes. Bit unfortunate there for Bob. They're pretty lucky there for Sully. Cap moving up with the Rifle support up the west side, and we got a Puma up for Ps3yes. He goes for mobile defense now, did he? He's still going for tier 4, but he goes for a Puma now. That just seems utterly bizarre by Ps3yes, to be honest. That seems utterly bizarre, unless he plans on somehow trying to reach the Priest and take it out with the Puma. But overall, I have to describe there's a really weird decision there by Ps3yes. Just out of the nowhere, he goes for a Puma. Particularly at this stage of the game, it just feels really odd. And also considering he was seemingly aiming for a Panther or something like that, going for a Puma now, just I don't know what's going on. Then we got him finding mortar plus going up for Major. Centaur Jackson hanging about here, but moving slowly towards the front line. At least the Centaurs, we got a Grenadiers pushing forward here with Pioneer support. Fighters really sort of mostly focused on the centre. I mean, there's not increasingly a lot of flanking going on. We got a bit there from Ps3yes, but both sides are overall not hitting, you know, the farther paths here, which again could be used to sort of outmaneuver the opponent. And there's any to retreat, Santa Tank is opening up. Oh, Stug actually. And we got another priest barrage, another sermon to the German. Sully so far not hitting much there. Rushing the centre victory point. Two kills in the mortar emplacement. As they're getting shot out in the open. Sully floating a ton of manpower. You can easily consider going for some fuel cash to support both him and his teammate at this stage. Easily, like there's no point floating 1,000 manpower, I'd say. Mortar emplacement there, just having again inventions. One, we got the heavy panzer almost down there for Ps3yes. Can soon begin going for Panthers or Sturmpanzers or Panzerwerfers. That's what he truly desires. Guys find out soon enough. Continue pressure up. You got an E42 holding them back. Instead, the RPS runs being unloaded by the belt into the Yankees. And there you go, push for the centre here by the Allies. Centre, Cromwell striking at the Huns. Going for the command power. We've got a dog pack force here though from Ps3yes. Easily threatening to take out his armour if they could hit. There we go. And we got the Puma moving up, shooting, and he's... Oh, got it with the Panzerfaust and the Puma. Major there, I would say, was definitely a bit too confident versus Ps3yes. Ps3yes punished him for it quite well. More artillery fire here from Bob. And Stug, they're repulsed by heavy anti-tank gun fire. Again, flanks are so exposed and so easy targets. I'm surprised the Germans aren't even trying to lightly harass them. So I would say the Germans are just as occupied with the centre of the map as the Allies by now. Goes for a Panzerwerfer. It's going to be increasing, I think, an artillery drill here between the two sides. Sully goes for another Stug. He's still not going for fuel caches though. He's still floating 1,000 manpower. Rather consistently. Jackson Shem here going for the MD42, needs to fall back. We got a mortar taken out here against Sully, leaving him just down to just 2 mortars. Which, you know, it's not me trying to make it sound like this, just, you know, too few mortars there. We got Pioneers going all flying around the centre victory point, trying to push through. Again, East is now in fact completely devoid of all pressure. I mean, this is just free real estate, and just Ps3yes and Sully are doing nothing about it. Nothing at all. I mean, they could be hitting their opponent's fuel and victory point, and instead they're just doing zip. But right now the Allies are moving up the west side. They're securing the fuel away there from the Germans that way anyways. And risking getting increasingly dug in. We got another mortar taken out here, leaving Sully with only 1 now. MD42 then on the way. Still floating a ton of manpower. I still think you should go for some caches. And more units being wiped out. Cruising here for the centre, got the pack force moving in there. Grenadiers, all heavy damage there. In the south, troops being close to wiped out. Puma, Panzerwerfer there. Panzerwerfer's not even shooting yet. Looks like he might have set up a bit too close to a rally point. Sections rolling ahead here through the broken landscape. Charging at the Huns. Alright, lads. Toss a grenade at anything that looks remotely German. Good God, they're hitting us with rockets. The bastards. Part 2 is another section of he's not careful. There we go, White. Major definitely needs to look into his unit preservation there. He's suffering a lot more. Meanwhile, Bob has been able to preserve his forces quite well and has now got the most pop cap out of any of the players. Which, of course, is pretty good for him. Less good for the Germans. And still, absolutely nothing happening here. It's just free real estate. It's open ground. Going for a command tank now. Not entirely sure that's the right timing for it. In particular, considering what it's up for. I mean, he might be better off just going for a Sturm Panzer, honestly, rather than being hammered by double MD-42s. And there you go, rifle pushed away. Machine guns being pushed off. Bob, he probably should go for some more armor. He could theoretically also go for another priest. Another self-health absolute piece. Then we got veterans who won on it. S-mines, he's being set off there until we got the entertainment running back, including a veteran, the free one. Would be quite a loss of a Bob if he got taken out by the hands. Puma just sort of hanging back. They're having a nice time. He's running straight to machine guns and crumbles, getting decimated. And apparently having a Pilfer Vickers K in their hands. Southeast still sees absolutely no action. Heavier Panzerwerfer right there, taking a machine gun and an anti-tank. A good strike there from Ps3yes. We got a touch up from the Grenadiers up north. And we got veterans doing the Sturmgeschütz. Schutzen added. And we got a Crocodile over made yet. Adding in some more serious firepower there against the Germans, the Jerrys. Every comes up from Sully. Scouting out the situation. Still flooding a ton of manpower. Still not going for any caches. And there you go. A lot of entertainment finding the Stuki. Almost knocking out in a matter of seconds. Giving Sully scant time to save it. And there you go. Kuma getting veterans 1-3 kills. Going through the south here. But right into Sherman's half-tanks and crumbles. Stopping Ps3yes' little rate there, pretty hard. Jackson running force through everything. That he seems very, very poorly done there by Bob. Not entirely what he's thinking there, but certainly gives the Germans a good chance of putting it out of its misery. Though, if he gets away with that, that'd be pretty impressive. He's taking a rather long circuitous route, trying to catch the Germans off guard, forcing them to draw further away from the front line if they want to pursue it. So he actually managed to get his Jackson out of that mess. That's kind of impressive. Also a bit lucky. Crocodile there, burning right. The Germans unit wiped. Panzer IV command tank versus the Churchill. That is a lopsided fight as it gets in terms of tanks. Like fighting a King Tiger with a T-70. More heavy fire there, command tank rolling back, Panzer fire down here trying to shadow the British positions, and there we go. Units getting hammered by the rockets. 14 kills. Victory points wise, actually the Germans were now behind, down to 160 versus the Allies 303. Machine gun in the east retreat, pushing for the western fuel. Victory points to all Knowles Allied. S-mines paying off there, killing several Yankee riflemen. But definitely I think needs to be changing German tactics. Ps3yes definitely needs to also go for some armor that isn't a command tank. As for Sully, I think he might be aiming for an elephant tank. So he's going for Panzer Grenadiers. He's actually going for Panzer sections, some of them. And finally, he sort of realizes, at least Sully does, that again, you know, this is pretty open. Like the Germans have, or the Allies have nothing there. So good move there by Sully. Very good move. Northie. Small harassment attempt there by Bob. That is quick repulsed. Panzers there riding for Sully. Almost losing the Stuke again, but once more it does escape the wrath of the Americans. Oh dear, looks like something got retreated or wiped in the south. And we got another Jackson out here for Bob. Ultimately lost the previous one, isn't it? No, that's the same one actually. It's the same one he pulled away, far removed there, and then sent it back up. Bob is actually a full pop cut more or less, though of course he can pop out his units to slightly fix that. Command tank us the anti-tank and saying hey fire. What are the Germans going to do to try and get themselves out of this mess? Another Panzerwerfer barrage on all of the anti-tank guns gets a wipe there. Command tank though is very much a loss here for Ps3. He's got a big push here. Panzer Grenadiers all with Panzerix here. All of this Raketen and Panzerbüchse. The Sherman is getting absolutely pelted with them. Barely making out. Then we go to the raining down. Crocodile moving in. Super close to the Elephant. That's a Ps3yes. No clue idea what he's going for here. Down to almost 100 victory points. Definitely needs to be a change, I think, in Sully's and Ps3yes tactics versus the Allies. Strook setting up. Back here, reinforcement healing. And the Jackson rolls back. Closing in the victory to the Grenadiers, falling back as well here to another bit of precision round, moving up through the centre. South side there, I think it's still just utterly undervalued. Normally, I mean, most of the fighting will be happening around here. For some reason, moving towards here instead, meaning the southeast is just completely neglected. Which is definitely bad for the Germans, I think, as they're losing a great ability to just harass and cut off the Allies from the fuel. 100 points left here for the Germans. Sully and Ps3yes really need to change things up. Bet you two on the priest. Crocodile on the move. Burning the Germans. What's happening? Got a section flanking up behind Ps3yes lines. There you go. Artillery called in on the anti-tank gun positions. 25 pounder gun sounding off. And a grenade as well as the Grenadiers. We could see wipe. We could see wipe. Oh! White costing Ps3yes one of his hard-earned Grenadier squads. Ps3yes going for another command tank. No Panthers, no Sturmpanzers, just command tanks. Cromwell is going Panzers. We got Panzerjägers moving in to stop the Crom. There you go. Fusilier rockets piercing and rocketing the hull of the Cromwell. Panzer continue here, and from inside the house, it's going to be very difficult to deal with. There we go, landing several hits to the Cromwell again. Almost taking out. If he lingers too long, he's going to go down. And the Cromwell is dead. That was a mistake that I made there. That was a definite mistake. You got a 17-pounder gun out from Major, though. A 17-pounder gun? Wow. You don't see those very often. There we go. Elephant tank to start for Sully. Schwerer Panzerjäger. Send support the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision from the 653rd Schwerer Panzerjägerabteilung, of which only two existed that had access to the Panther, Elephant, and the other was the 654th. Fun fact. More Panzer Grenadiers from Ps3yes. We'll see if this lasts longer than the first squad. They manage a fast and ignoble end as the first unit. Jackson moving up, smokescreen down. Less than 100 victory points left for the Germans. They really changed up. At least again we got more pressure from the Sully in the south. Sweeping that up. Could again try to flank behind. Maybe sort of try and throw the Allies into disarray, into confusion. Up north, Strook, they're holding it all on his own. Sully definitely needs to move some forces there to support. In the southeast, there we got another problem. Crocodile goes here. Panzerjägers trying to stop the Crocodile, but they're just not enough on their own. Just not enough. There we go. Elephant lands next and hit with its high velocity 88mm gun, piercing the Crocodile's thick eye. But Elephant takes a return hit here from the 17-pounder gun. And farther up north, Jackson versus Puma. Puma just barely surviving the encounter. Counter barrage. Oh! Doing some light damage, but nothing too heavy there against the Allies. Nothing too heavy. Elephant rolling back there. And we got another artillery strike in here from Major. He's certainly fond of those artillery strikes. Bob Newmall is floating a ludicrous amount of fuel and manpower. He could easily go for some armor and, you know, throw some more light machine guns out. Much more artillery. Swarming the anti-tank guns here. Crocodile rolling out. Not fully repaired though, not fully repaired. This could be an opportunity there for Ps3yes Sully to put that beast out of its misery. Hey Tom, yes, why do we call this a crocodile? Well, it spews flame. I'm pretty sure most crocodiles don't fire fire. Well, I don't know, it's big. I don't think crocodiles are that big, Tom. Anyways, bit of skirmishing here. Gonna do staying here, mortified, getting murdered here by liberal application of machine gun fire. 50 points left. The definitely need to change. We got another Panzer Bausch. We got the Stuke setting out here. Ps3yes going for another Panzer from Waterloo fire here. Units wiped though. Caught by the 70-pounder gun. They couldn't easily just get away there and were shattered. Artillery fire they rained down. And this is just a complete artillery duel between these two sides. So much artillery. Priest, 25-pounder guns, Panzerwerfers, mortars, you name it. And the Priest is almost veterancy free. 41 points left. Another Sherman out there for Bob. Saying the Puma France League going for the Northwest victory point. Very good. We've been interested to see if they can hold it. We got the Jacks moving up, shooting vigorously at the infantry, despite not being well suited for dealing with it. Meter trick machine gun. Panzerjäger setting out. And there we go. Sherman almost done for Bob. Sherman almost done. Panzerjäger's moving forward. Panzer strikes in hand. Panzer strikes in hand. Crocodile moving up. No. Oh, we got the elephant. We got the Stuke moving up as well. There we go. Lots of rockets on the Crocodile. Taking down half. We got a bomb grenade and machine gun. Stuke moving in. He shoots. Panzerjägers continue ahead. He's being suppressed. They're trying it. Oh! More grenades off of the machine gun. And rocket misses. The 17-pounder gun moving Stuke. Elephant falling back here. They don't want to risk it. Panther fire down here. Massive barrage. Does not get the sappers though. One man survives. One man lives to tell the tale. And then gets reinforced thanks to the half-track, which is definitely paying off for the Omega in that sense. Victory points back and forth. They're down to just 30 though. The Germans really need to put a bit more effort into the victory points here. But of course that's not easy with the position that the Allies have taken up. Heading for the centre one. 25, 24 points left for the Allies. Half-track takes a damaged engine, trying to get the anti-tank gun. They're no attempt at getting rid of the 17-pounder gun, which is definitely making it hard here for Sully to use his elephant. There we go, 17-pounder gun being attacked by the elephant tank destroyer and the pack. And he didn't brace it, costing him the 17-pounder gun. A bit of a mistake though, maybe a bit of a mistake. More artillery fire, elephant rolling head supported by the Stuke, not enough infantry support though, I think my liking. In the South Pioneers was riflemen have that one easily won. Now going to tanks opening up, elephant taking a lot of hits there. Oh, he's going to lose the Stuke, he's going to lose it, yeah. Stuke went down, bit of a throw there by Sully. Up far north you got double Jacksons going through the lines here. Panzerwehr need to fall back, Puma nearby though. Landing good, hit pack standing about to deal with that. Panzerwehr number 2 being engaged with the elephant, or the Jacksons. Almost got the Jackson there, and that's actually a Sherman. They're not two Jackson, but the Sherman and Jackson. Almost got here. Elephant taking back. He's getting flanked by anti-tank guns. He might lose it. He might lose it. He's going to lose the elephant. Gets the Sherman. Oh, he gets the Jackson as well, but the elephant is down. Some crazy clash here in the late game. We got Panther 5 raining down, taking out one of the anti-tank guns and a nearby machine gun crew. Right now, Ps3yes also the one with the biggest falls overall. Lost a half-track. Panzerwehr went down. Down to 17 versus 288 here from the Allies. Panzer is moving forward. No bun grenade. Needs to get it out. But there you go. Machine gun covering. Super close 53. Trying to just murder stuff with the howitzer, but flying blindly. Not quite working out there, I think, for Bob. Securing the western victory point. Center one being grabbed here, being fought over. And in the east, trying to creep ahead there. 10 points left though. Bun grenade off in the section. Almost gets it. Mein Gott, Fritz, this is madness. This is the western front. You should see the eastern ones. It's worse. Command tank run through the anti-tank gun lines. Trying to get it out here. 9 points left. 9 points left. Jackson on the way there for Bob. Ps3yes, still not considering anything like a Panther or Sturmpanzer. Sully I hope he's not trying to set up for an elephant now, because it's 9 victory points. He cannot afford them. He needs to push out Panther 4. So if he's gone for the heavy Panther core, I guess, Panthers or Sturmpanzers, he's just not trying to set up for the elephant, because that's way too expensive for him right now to set up for and not risk losing the game, because they're then just spending nothing with his resource for ages. 9 points left still though. Allies down to 255. Captain snapped the command tank. Jackson moves in. Too far there, trying to silence the crowds. Close to 50 feet. In the east, we got the Germans trying to flank behind here. Going for the mortar emplacement. Mortar trying to secure the field point. Very good, very good. Looks like Major's not paying attention. There's a good chance of getting wiped. Also got the Grenadiers here flanking machine gun, wiping it out. Brace, there we go. But then he forced them to respond to this assault, this raid by Sully. Panther here could be firing. Soon enough, got Jackson moving ahead here. It's strained between the Puma and the command tank. I'm still ignoring the Puma. I think it's a mistake. The Puma can actually threaten the Jackson if it's ignored, since it's good. Does a good deal of damage to it. And Jackson gets away with a tiny sliver of health down in the south. Pioneers now being met with a bigger flamethrower in the form of the Crocodile. Another half take out here. Anti-tank guns, Panther 6, all being shot here at the Crocodile, which is Veggie 2 with 20 kills. Half take sweeping forwards. 9 left versus turn 1. Down to less than half health here. All rocket fire. Getting rather crazy here. Noting also now the Allies active dog munitions caches, both built by Bob. Another Panther battery to try and break up the Allied assault. Machine gun taking the brunt of it and gets wiped. We got Ps3yes going for Ostrom just to fill out his lines with infantry fast to make up for the losses. Definitely one way of just pushing out a bunch of infantry squads without losing time. Sully not really doing anything with his heavy Panzer Corps or his resources in any sort of major way. So much artillery fire, they're just raining back and forth, and imagine so many units silenced as well there. In fact, Sully's got no mortars left. Panther on the way there for Sully, finding a Panzerkampfwagen 5. They both went for tier 4, but they took an age to do anything with it besides Panzerwerfers. In the south here, Crocodile sweeping for the Grenadiers. Damage engine, 146 points left here. Centaur on the way for Major. Centaur on the way, got right moving up here. MD42 about to get murdered and slaughtered. Gruesome stuff. Grenadiers Ostrom moving westwards there. No light machine guns for the Ostrom. Although not one just, didn't start with one. There we go, right and stop. We're going to strike column to make it harder for them to defend and managing the central victory point. Or in this case, just fire a bit more randomly. Troops holding in the centre. Oh, it's a machine gun bunker here. Nice set up there by Sully. To an extent, again, it is very much frontline target, meaning it's very easily spotted and dealt with. In the south, you can see there, Major's waiting for stuff to be prepared. Panther riding for Sully. More Ostrom for Ps3yes. He's just flooding the field with them now. Going back to the western victory point. Pushing through here with the Panzerjägers, Grenadiers as well. Pre-spotted. Panzerjägers miss the Jack. There goes second rocket, does the trick. And oh no! Oh, it just looked like the entertainer took out the Jacks. Don't look, but they apparently didn't. Panzerwerfer taking out the ambulance. Numerous of Bob's infantrymen. In the east center, moving ahead, you got the Panther moving down for Sully for Deutschland. The Panzerlehr. Quite a turnaround by the Germans, though, down to just 9 victory points. But they're still not over there. Go anti-air fire takes down the reconnaissance aircraft. Panther moves in, flanks here. Almost got the centre, got Orchestra moving in, section there. Graham needs some victory point. Puma moving up here, virtually free. Almost got the centre. Panzerjäger soldiers on the job. A lot of anti-tank fire there. There you go, centre down. And could very well see the Comet or Crocodile being next. In fact, it's exposed its side armor here. There you go, GG from Bob. GG. Game over. And there you go, a absolutely brutal 2 versus 2 right here in Rails and Metals with heavy losses on both sides. And we can see here in this case, Bob, I think to an extent carried their Major. At least damage wise, the kills was definitely Major doing a lot of the killing. And certainly he was a bit more cost efficient with his kill death ratio. Much more close here between Ps3yes and Sully. The Sully did suffering the heavier loss. But overall, brutal fight here with a lot of artillery, a lot of mortars and other things here. Overall, I think one of the big mistakes is they just got both sides, 2 folks in the centre. They, in many cases, forgot the sides. They didn't try to flank each other, outmaneuver each other, resulting in this being much more meat grunted than necessarily should have been, which I do think is a bit of a waste, to be honest. But I was a reasonably entertaining match right here on Rails and Metals. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Links in the video description where you can also find me in replays. And you can also support the Propagandacast there by donating my PayPal or pledging on Patreon. If you can do that, it's certainly make me happy. This is Imperial Dane signing off. We'll be back tomorrow with another exciting communist episode. Bye everyone.